Welcome to Hitman Boxing. Hit that like and subscribe button. We are the A-Side Boxing community. Check this out. Mikey Garcia just defeated Sergey Lipinets for his IBF championship. He's won a belt in 4 weight divisions. Now, he's mentioned that he's planning on moving to 147 after, 2-3 fights? I don't think that's a good idea for him. What he needs to do first is he needs to fight either Lomachenko or Robert Easter Jr. In fact, I pick him over Robert Easter Jr. all day. But when it comes to Lomachenko, I'd pick Lomachenko to win that fight. But it's a fight I still want to see. And if he were to be able to get past Lomachenko, then I'd definitely give him his props. You know, if he were able to beat Lomachenko, then I might give him a little bit more credit for moving up to 147. But as it stands right now, if he were to move to 147, I think that Mikey Garcia would get knocked out by some of the heavy hitters up at 147. I mean, you got Keith Thurman, you got Errol Spence, you got Terrence Crawford, you got Jeff Horn, Sean Porter, Danny Garcia. These are all guys that could potentially hurt or knock Mikey Garcia out. All of them. Every last one of the names I mentioned. Now, I give Sergey Lipinets credit. I'll give him a little bit of credit, but, you know, I wasn't picking him in the first place, and I didn't even want to see this fight. I watched bits and pieces of the fight, right? The bits and pieces that I saw, Lipinets looked okay. I mean, he got knocked down once. I think it was the 7th. I can't recall, but he got knocked down, and, you know, his face was pretty beaten, battered. But at the end of the day, he took a loss. And, you know, I don't see how you could pick the guy. It was easy work for Mikey Garcia, man. Easy work. And as you can see, the power translates up to 147. But, you know, Sergey Lipinets' fight before Mikey Garcia, he was getting stunned by that Japanese cat, man. I can't remember his name. But he was getting stunned and he was getting hurt in that fight. He wasn't looking that great. His defense ain't the best. Not to take anything away from Mikey Garcia, but, I mean, you move up to 147, you're going to have to take some shots, man. You know, Keith Thurman, you know, Errol Spence, them dudes hit hard, man. But, hey, you want to try to win a belt in a 5th weight class? I guess 147 is the way to go, right? But, I mean, the question is, in 1 or 2 fights, who are the champions going to be? I mean, we're bound to get at least one more unification before you move up to 147. You know, right now, the current champions, Keith Thurman, WBA, WBC, Errol Spence, IBF. And then you got Jeff Horn, WBO, who's going to be facing Terrence Crawford. And we all expect Terrence Crawford to beat Jeff Horn. So what champion could Mikey Garcia beat? I don't think he beats any of them. You know, you're not about to be gifted a championship fight moving up weight classes like that. 147 is the end of the line, buddy. It's over. After that, once you hit 147, it's over. You know what Errol Spence would do to this kid? He'd knock this kid out. You know what Keith Thurman would do? You know what Keith Once Upon a Time Thurman would do? We have to stop calling him Once Upon a Time because he's knocking Mikey Garcia out. And Terrence Crawford, we seen Mikey don't want no smoke with Terrence Crawford. He was running from him a while ago. But it looks like he's running from Lomachenko right now. That's the fight that's going to define who you are. That's the fight that tells us where your skills are. Because I'd pick Lomachenko to beat Mikey Garcia. And most of the time, you know, if it's 140 and under, man, wait a second. Regis program, he looking good too. Let's not forget about him. He's looking good too. But Mikey's not going to make that fight. Mikey's looking to make the biggest fights possible. And I understand that. You know, he was out for a minute with those promotional issues, so he's got to get his money. But you're not finna just go up to 147 and win a belt. There's a long line at 147 for Keith Thurman. Nobody wants to fight Spence. And nobody has the negotiating power to fight a Jeff Horn or a Terrence Crawford. So, I don't know. I just thought it was interesting that Mikey Garcia said he's moving up to 147 next, you know, after a couple fights. But we'll see what's next. I mean, obviously Lomachenko can't be next, you know, because he signed on the fight in May, I believe. So, I don't know. Maybe Robert Easter should be the next person that he looks at to take on a fight against. You know, I think he beats Robert Easter fairly easy. I think he knocks Robert Easter out, to be honest with you. You know, Robert Easter likes to fight on the inside, likes to give up all his height and reach for no reason to make it an inside fight. And quite honestly, Robert Easter's last 2 fights, I thought he lost them. The European guy, and who did he fight? Fortuna? I think he fought Javier Fortuna last. And I was picking Fortuna to win that fight. And, you know, I think they robbed Fortuna, but it is what it is at the end of the day, right? But let me know what you guys think of Mikey Garcia. Congrats on winning that IBF belt at 140. You've now been a champion in 4 different weight classes. Not many boxers can say that they've done that. But big problems at 147, man. I just don't see it. I don't see it coming together. He could potentially be the best at 135, at 140, but don't make that mistake and go up to 140 when you're not ready, man. He already be looking a little sloppy at 140 in terms of his, you know, his physique. So I'm not sure if that's a great move, man. People are gonna start saying that he's on something. If he goes up to 147 and knocks out, you know, like one of them B-level fighters up there, they're gonna start saying he's on something, man. But I'm not saying he is. I'm just telling it like it is. Hitman Boxing, we are the A-side boxing community. Big ups to Mikey Garcia for beating Sergey Lipinets, and much respect for Sergey Lipinets for going 12 rounds with Mikey Garcia. You know, a guy didn't have much of an amateur background in boxing. He was a kickboxer, so he did his thing. Let me know what you guys thought of that fight. Let me know what you think Mikey Garcia should do next. Let me know who you think wins between Mikey Garcia, Lomachenko, Mikey Garcia, Robert Easter, Mikey Garcia versus one of these welterweight champions. Whether it's Spence, Thurman, soon to be Crawford. If you don't want to believe that, then Jeff Horn. Those guys are bigger, stronger. It is what it is. Hit me up. I'm out.
This world will bring you down with mass confusion and complexities, but I am the master of my fate and captain of my soul, you see. Stuck in the mentalities that says one thing and does another. Oh, the contradictories. That's when I visit my utopia of Capricornia to be free. Most would say that's not normal, but for me, life is but a dream, and your reality is what it seems. I'm sitting in the crib I found on Craigslist, staring out in space, scheming what my next move is. I'm thinking that it's time to move west. No idea what I'm doing, I'm just trying my best. Not exactly where I thought I'd be. Honestly, a 9 to 5 never was in my dreams. I've been feeling all alone lately. Nothing I ain't used to since '88 as a baby. When I came up out the womb, everybody knew it was something special about me that fills a room. I never understood it, but my OG told me it's a blessing. I should use it to the fullest, and that's what I've been trying to do. But it's hard to keep a smile on your face while paying dues. Damn, it's hella cloudy in the room, and the shadow of reality is darkest when it glooms.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.
I had a suicide dream about a month ago, while I was sleeping on the couch at my parents' house. That's when I knew that it was time for me to up and go. So I booked it, couple friends took it personal. Like, why you just up and go? Ain't even bother to tell nobody, that's rude, bro. It was unintentional. Conversations with myself, I need a hospital. I think I've gone bipolar. Half of me is conservative and the other stoner. I think I lost the love that I had from a good girl. The temp is negative 18, yeah, that's a cold world. Janis Joplin that's playing on my Pandora station. Cosmic Blues, just some emotional life changes. Whole time, no, I gotta stop looking back, because the future's not a present, gotta get on track.
I'm in the midst of the world. I wish someone could see me. Surrounded by clouds, free me. It's like an endless dream, leading to endless roads. I wanna be free from this army of clouds.